In 2021, Phillips Respironics did a voluntary recall of many of their ventilators, including the Trilogy 100, which is the ventilator I use. The company developed a solution to the problem. All ventilators had to be sent back to the company to have the recalled item changed out. Fixing thousands of ventilators was a slow process. In September 2022, my ventilator was replaced with a Trilogy 100 ventilator with the recalled item fixed. 6 months later, during a home visit with my respiratory therapist, I was informed my medical company was replacing all Trilogy 100 ventilators with the Trilogy Evo. It seems, in attempting to fix the recalled item, it made the problem worse. My respiratory therapist said the ventilators with the recalled item fixed were more dangerous than the ventilators which did not have repairs done to them. As soon as my respiratory therapist had a Trilogy Evo to give me, my Trilogy 100 would be replaced. Yesterday, my respiratory therapist came to replace my Trilogy 100 with the Trilogy Evo. I have heard so many good things about the Trilogy Evo. I was excited to try it. My respiratory therapist switched me from my Trilogy 100 to the Trilogy Evo. I immediately noticed the new Trilogy machine had a strong smell to it. I felt as though I was breathing in chemicals. My airways instantly started swelling up. I tried really hard to act normal, but soon my nose started running and my eyes swelled up. I had a cough really badly, but I used all my strength to not cough. I had a hard time talking because my throat had swollen up. It felt as though someone was pouring acid down my airway. I developed a severe headache and felt as though I was going to pass out. After a few minutes, the respiratory therapist saw I was struggling to breathe. She thought I was not tolerating the new Trilogy Evo machine. The Trilogy Evo uses a different logarithm than the Trilogy 100. She thought I was having problems adjusting to the new machine. The respiratory therapist switched me back to my Trilogy 100. She then left to get something from her vehicle. As soon as she walked out the door, I coughed and coughed and coughed. I was wheezing hard. I blew my nose and buckets of snot came pouring out. I was glad the respiratory therapist was gone for about 5 minutes. It gave me time to take a few puffs of albuterol as my body gasped for air in between coughs. I also grabbed an epinephrine pen and gave myself a shot of the medicine in my thigh. I coughed nonstop the entire time the respiratory therapist was gone. When I heard she was back at the door, I again used all my muscle strength to stop coughing. I was praising God when the respiratory therapist said she had called her supervisor. He said since I was having trouble breathing with the new Trilogy Evo, I could go back to using the Trilogy 100. I could also keep the Trilogy Evo and try to wean myself onto it. The respiratory therapist then left. As soon as the front door was closed, I allowed myself to cough again. I coughed almost non-stop for the next hour. My breathing was loud as air wheezed in and out of my lungs. For the rest of the day, mucus kept plugging my tracheostomy tube, and I struggled to breathe. My airways felt as though they had been burned. I placed my new Trilogy Evo outside and turned it on. I hope allowing fresh air to run through the machine may help rid the device of the awful chemical smell. Thank you so much for joining me. Please remember to like and subscribe down below. I hope you have a great day and a wonderful week. Bye-bye. I believe the Trilogy Evo I received is brand new. It smells like chemicals. After my respiratory therapist left, my dad said to me, "Wow, the respiratory therapist was wearing some strong perfume. It stinks in here." I told my dad she was not wearing any perfume. After thinking about it for a moment, I realized what my dad was smelling were the chemicals which were being forced through the ventilator into my lungs and then back out into the air after I had exhaled. I told my dad, "If you think this is bad, you should breathe the chemicals straight from the ventilator."